Koko,
Sandy.
how you doing? Okay, we were discussing different ideas where to go next because it's snowing outside, and at some point, Sandy has to jump in her great big truck and drive away before the roads get really iffy and before it gets late and the traffic gets bad. We have a little bit of time, but we're trying to decide where to go. And this is, and there's so many places to go.
Yes.
Are you on?
So
anyway.
Koko brought up something that really, really irritates me.
And I like that when I irritate her. But in this case, I agree. So it's like, so we're gonna hit it from both sides because it's a gender issue. Okay, once upon a time, men would do nice things for women. As children, you are taught to respect women, to open doors, to help a woman put her jacket on. When you were walking down the street, the man would always walk to the outside. What else? When a woman enters a room or leaves, like when you're at dinner, you would rise. You would hold it. You'd pull the chair out so she can sit. Little courtesies, okay? They're discourtesies. That's the way. And
no, men respected women, and women gave a man something to respect.
Good. I like the way you presented that. That's good. Okay.
And that's the way it should be. Women need to stop bitching all the time. Men don't respect us. Men don't show us the respect. Yes, they do. You just beat the crap out of them every time they try, or you're not giving them something to respect.
And your example was?
And my example was, I had a very good friend of mine that had got a hold of me, and he's like, "You're not going to believe what happened." And I said, "What?" He says, "I went to open the door for a woman that I was on a date with, and she looked at him and said, 'What, you think I can't handle opening my own door?'" Really? Oh my God, I can't tell you how pissed off that makes me. You know what? Yeah, you can handle your door, but he's doing what he obviously was raised the right way to do, which is open the door for the lady. And that's the way it should be.
It's nice.
It's not just nice. It's, there's a saying that I love the saying because I think it's very, very accurate. A man who treats a woman like a princess was obviously raised by a queen.
That's nice.
It is, because a man who opens the doors for the women, who does, like you said, they still stand up. And I still run into some men that it kind of catches me off guard because it is rare, but I appreciate it, where they rise when I walk in and leaving the room or the table. They do the chair, they do the door, they're respectful. That's the way it should be. And why women have an issue with that, that's your issue. Fix it and get over it. But don't complain about men not respecting you.
It's like have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
Women. I have met so many women who have no idea. Okay, I will take a woman's jacket to help her put the jacket on. Mm-hmm. And they can figure out how to get the first arm in, and then they do some sort of a little chicken arm thing back here, and I say, and it's like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to break your arm. I just want to. Okay, so ladies, if a gentleman is ever going to want to help you with your jacket, real simple, you just put both arms straight back behind you, and they will slip the jacket up. And then, what I like to do is I kind of jiggle it at the top and kind of move. Sometimes I'll even move the hair, but sometimes just by jiggling the jacket, that hair moves around the jacket. But you put your arms, both arms back, not one arm back, and then one kind of doing this kind of a chicken army thing, because I'll have to break your arm to get your jacket on, and that's never a good thing.
No.
So this is something that just amuses me, and I've never had a woman. I've had a woman give me a dirty look, or I've had a friend of a woman give me a dirty look when I've opened a door, things like that. Now, What's funny is from time to time I've had a woman hold the door for me.
I've done that.
And I always thank them, which I think kind of takes them off, throws some people off guard too. I hold doors for people all the time.
My brother, Dennis, he used to tell me, I don't care who it is. He goes, I don't care if it's dad, one of us brothers, boyfriend, husband, friend. I don't care who it is. You let that man open the door for you.
In fact, from time to time, I've even met a woman who just stood at the door waiting to have the door opened for her. Mm-hmm. That's not very common, and it made me smile because she was standing there, and the guy she was with kind of deserted her. Didn't get it. So I stopped, and I smiled, and I says, I have to apologize. Not all guys get this. And I held the door for her. In fact, it was double doors. I held the doors twice. And she smiled, and he was like inside the doorway waiting for her. And when he saw what I did, the look on his face was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he, got a lesson, hopefully from me and not from her, but.
You know what it could have been? The last time he opened a door for a woman, he probably got that reaction like my friend did.
It could,
Now, I'll be out and he'll open the door for me, and sometimes you're in those places where you go through the first set of doors, and then there's a second set of doors. He'll open the first door for me, so obviously I'm walking in first. I'm going to reach that second set first, so I'll be like, okay, my turn, and then I'll open the door for him.
Which is fun.
And
typically when I hold a door open, it winds up, there's a half a dozen people that wind up going through the door because it's open. It's like,
Right.
So.
Have you, before we stop, have you heard of this test? It was in a movie. I remember the movie because it was funny that I actually have a friend of mine that actually does it. Where he opens the door for the lady for the car, lets her get in, and then as he's walking around, he actually looks to see if she reaches over and unlocks the car for him. His door. It was in A Bronx Tale.
See, now with remotes,
it's more difficult.
You don't need. Well, it just opens. It typically opens the driver's side first, and then the passenger. So you got to double click it to get it.
And he's got the remote doors, but he will see if she will lean over to open the door. It's a test.
I would never even worry about that. That's never an issue because I would never expect that. So, Koko.